Greetings. This is a quick tour of cultural museums in Minnesota. Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, but it's also the land of 10,000 cultures. We have not captured all the cultures of Minnesota here, and we leave that for you as part of your own discovery. Post what you find here under the hashtag cultural museums. In the tour of cultural museums, you'll find a commonality around cultures among the diverse people who make up Minnesota. These diverse cultures share a common humanity, and as they define the human soul embodied in art, music, culture, or traditions, you will see this common theme, a common humanity shining through this vibrant colors and sounds and tastes, smells, feelings, and aspirations of people from all over the world who make Minnesota home. We share a common humanity. You'll see this when you visit these various museums. Let me begin this exploration first with a tour of cultural museums as they are sanctuaries of the soul of the people. We start the tour with the rich cultural heritage of Minnesota's first people and offer various venues that offer different glimpses into the richness of Native American life. The Boise Fort Heritage Center and Cultural Museum brings Ojibwe history and culture alive. You can see a birch bark dwelling home here among other cultural treasures. At the Fond du Lac Cultural Center and Museum, you'll find ancient artifacts on the website as well as a time capsule video on building a birch bark canoe. At the Hocokala Museum, it offers a cultural experience of the Wakan Dakota people and history. At the Lower Sioux Agency, you will find and you will learn about Dakota culture and history and the U.S. Dakota War. At the Mlle Museum and Trading Post, you can explore the story of the Mlle band of Ojibwe and features a large selection of native art and crafts. The Wakan Tipi Center, when complete, will offer a cultural and interpretive center which will honor the Wakan Tipi Cave and the Dakota sacred site and provide authentic interpretation of the culture and history of the Dakota people of St. Paul. There are links there that will show you how to drive to any of these cultural destinations. Next on the virtual tour is the African American Heritage Museum and Gallery, which preserves and records and celebrates the history and art and culture of African Americans in Minnesota. For example, an exhibit on soulful dolls by Robin Hickman Winfield will feature a wide selection of these cultural themes. Next on our tour is the visit to the 3 Hmong cultural museums. On University Avenue, you'll find the Hmong Cultural Center and you'll learn Hmong culture and history. And at the Center for Hmong Studies at Concordia University, you'll learn about Hmong history. The Hmong Museum currently is at a digital location, a museum without walls. Next stop is Lake Street in Minneapolis, when one can learn about Somali culture at the Somali Museum of Minnesota. Artifacts, dwelling spaces, clothes, music, and more. At Clues in St. Paul, we'll find the Latino Art Gallery located in an area vibrant with culture and the arts, including indigenous roots cultural centers across the road. Clues is currently hosting an exhibition of 100 Years of Latino Muralism. Across the street from Clues, as I mentioned, you'll find the Indigenous Roots Gallery. The American Swedish Institute offers art and cultural exhibitions and educational programming. There's always a rich selection of programming, and they often host exhibits from other cultures. For example, now there's a feature from the Hmong museums. Next stop is the Gammelgarden Museum, an open-air museum devoted to preserving, presenting, and promoting Swedish immigrant heritage. At the National Khmer Legacy Museum, they are working to bring 3,000 years of Southeast Asian history alive. They are currently moving to a new location, so watch out for that. Next step is the Museum of Russian Art, devoted to exploring the art and cultures of Muscovite Russia and the Russian Empire, right here in Minnesota. A beautiful building and exhibit greets you when you visit. The Finn Creek Museum is an open art air museum devoted to preserving the heritage of Finnish culture. The Sami Cultural Center of North America provides a glimpse of the indigenous Sami people. Learn about the Sami at their museum in Duluth. Norway House brings Norwegian art, businesses, and culture to Minnesota. The Celtic Junction offers also a library documenting the cultural history of the Irish. Finally, the Museum of American Art works to celebrate the art of the diverse people of Minnesota. I'm on the board of the museum and appreciate the way the museum is working to welcome all cultural influences within its tapestry. As you can see, these cultural museums, you will experience the common bonds that hold us together. We may have different identities, but we are all rooted in common cultural expressions around celebrating life, death, work, play, music, and the arts. Here's also a map of various cultural museums on the tour. I hope you visit. These cultural museums preserve elements of the culture that are reflected in the cultural malls and businesses around us. I also invite you to take the tour of cultural destinations across Minnesota and across different parts of the country. You'll find those tours, including a walking tour of Little Africa, on this website. Thank you very much for joining us.